Good morning, dear students. Today we discussed about the role of calcium in human body and was the calcium metabolisms, calcium preparations and their therapeutic uses, then calcium regulating hormones roles. So this calcium as a nutrient is most commonly associated with the formation and metabolism of bone. Over 99% of total body calcium is found as calcium hydroxyapatite in bones and teeth, where it provides hard tissue with its strength. Calcium, that is the most abundant body constituents, making up about 2% of body weight or 1 to 1.5 kg in adult. 99% is stored in bones and rest being distributed in plasma and all tissues cells. Next come to this distribution of calcium. Means total body calcium is mainly distributed as 99% in bones and only 1% in non-bone form. In 99% bone form, this contains crystalline form and fluid forms. In non-bone forms, they are available in extracellular and intracellular. These are the different forms of calcium. Calcium in plasma, this 45% in ionized form, that is in active form, and 45% is bound to protein, this predominantly in albumin, and 10% is complex with anions as citrate, sulfate and phosphate. Both total calcium and ionized calcium measurements are available in many laboratories. For this, calcium requirements in bodies varying on the age, and in pregnant lady and lactating woman, this daily requirements calcium intake of 1000 milligram. Let's come to this, a source of calcium. Calcium is found in milks and dairy products, green leafy vegetables, seafoods, almonds, broccoli, soya bean. These are the main important sources of calcium. Next come to this absorptions of calcium. Calcium absorption, mainly calcium is absorbed by facilitated diffusion from the entire small intestine as well as from duodenum by a carrier mediated active transport under the influence of vitamin D. There are so many factors that is inhibiting or increasing the absorptions of calcium. This calcitriol is the active form of vitamin D, PTH, acidic pH, lysine, argin, these all are increase the calcium absorptions. Some of them like phytic acid, oxalate, phosphate, magnesium, caffeine, these all inhibiting calcium absorption. For the basic functions is 99% bones and teeth supporting skeletal structure and blood clotting. This calcium is most important, and in cell signaling, muscle contraction and nerve functions. Normal plasma calcium is 9 to 11 mg per dl. Calcium controls excitability of nerves and muscles and regulates permeability of cell membrane. It also maintains integrity of cell membrane and regulates cell adhesion. Calcium ions are essential for excitation contraction coupling in all types of muscle and excitation secretion coupling in exocrine and endocrine glands, and release of transmitters from nerve endings and other release reactions. Calcium ions are an intracellular messenger for hormones, autocodes and transmitters. Calcium ions controls impulse generations in heart, determines levels of automaticity and AV conduction. Calcium ions are essential for coagulation of blood and is also serves structural functions in bones and teeth. Functions of calcium, that is calcium ions act as the second messenger in the action of hormones and is also role in neuromuscular transmission and is essential for clotting of blood. It helps in the formation of activated forms of factor 9, 10 and 2 and in formation of prothrombin activator, and is also essential for the formation of bones and teeth. It regulates the permeability of capillary walls, cell division, mitosis, fertilization, endocytosis, exocytosis and cellular motility. Plasma calcium levels is mainly regulated by three hormones is parathormone, PTH, calcitriol is the active form of vitamin D and calcitonin. Calcium, this is the hemostasis, is mainly regulated by three hormones, that is PTH, vitamin D and calcitonin. The free ionized calcium concentration is physiologically important for the functions of excitable tissues such as nerves and muscles. This PTH is mainly increase plasma calcium level by mobilizing it from bone and increase the reabsorptions from the kidney, and is also increase the formation of 1,25 dihydrochlorocalciferol. So in PTH, this upregulates the calcium mobilization from bones, and this upregulates vitamin D conversion from 25 hydroxy to 125 dihydroxys in kidney. And its parathormone is also increase the resorptions of calcium and decrease resorptions of phosphorus. This 125 dihydrochlorocalciferol increase calcium absorptions from the intestine and mobilize calcium from the bone and increase calcium resorptions in the kidney. This calcitonin, this mainly inhibits bone resorptions and increase the amount of calcium in the urine, and this reduce the plasma calcium. Mostly this calcium sensing receptors plays an important role in regulation of extracellular calcium. Next come to this, if this serum calcium levels becomes low, in that case this 125 dihydroxy D3, this is the active form of vitamin D, and PTH hormones acts to maintain calcium hemostasis. This 125 dihydroxy D3, this is the active form of vitamin D and ligand for the vitamin D receptor, that's VDR. This mainly acts to increase the calcium absorptions from the intestine. If this normal calcium is unable to be maintained by intestinal calcium absorption, then what happened, this 125 dihydroxy D3 and PTH together acting via their receptors and release calcium from the bone stores and increase resorptions of calcium from the distal tubules of the kidney. Next come to this calcium preparations. Calcium gluconate is available as tablets, injections, calcium lactate, oral preparations, calcium carbonate. Generally oral preparations are well tolerated but may cause constipations. So combination of calcium, vitamin D and other minerals are popular. Calcium carbonate is most common salt present in calcium supplements. This calcium availability from it is poor in patients taking proton pump inhibitors, H2 blockers and in elderly patients. Calcium citrate, it is non-irritating and is used as supplements. Absorptions in patients taking proton pump inhibitors and H2 blockers and elderly is satisfactory. Calcium gluconate, it is non-irritating to GIT and vascular endothelium. It is preferable in injectable salts. Calcium lactase is given as orally, well tolerated. Calcium dibasic phosphate is used orally as antacids. Availability of calcium from it is reduced by proton pump inhibitors and H2 blockers. Calcium chloride, it is highly irritating to gastric mucosa and tissues. Most important side effects are constipation, bloating and excess gas, especially with calcium carbonate. Let's come to this uses. For immediate treatment of tetany, the severe cases, 10 to 20 ml of calcium gluconate is injected IV over 10 minutes followed by slow IV infusion. And 0.45 to 0.6 gram calcium, this over 6 hours is needed for completely reversing the muscle spasm. Supportive treatments are usually with IV fluids and oxygen inhalations. Long-term oral treatments to provide 1 to 1.5 gram of calcium daily instituted along with vitamin D. For this, milder cases need oral therapy. As a dietary supplement, especially in growing children, pregnant, lactating and menopausal women, For in case of osteoporosis, vitamin D and calcium act as supplements to HRT and aloxifene in prevention and treatment of osteoporosis. For in case of peptic ulcer, calcium carbonate is used as antacid. For extra calcium is needed in case of pregnancy. Mostly this deficiency of calcium is due to this mainly fetus calcium requirement increases greatly from the 3rd month, and calcium quantity in the blood increases. As the results, this causes the hypertension of pregnancy, birthing difficulty, losing of teeth and malformed teeth. In case of this lactating woman, due to breastfeeding, lot of calcium is applied to the baby. If not nourished with calcium in required amount, this mainly suffers from aging, low immunity, endocrine imbalance, body's health, and this mainly affecting. In case of menopause, this reason of reduction in calcium reserves in postmenopausal are still not known. But hormonal changes in menopausal results in severe decline in a calcium reserves. As a result, high quantity of calcium is required to compensate the losses. And it is also essential in case of lactose intolerance individuals and vegetarians also. And serum calcium levels are also decreased in some cases. These treatments are in case of hypoparathyroidism, that is deficiency of parathyroid hormone, emergency treatments of acute attack, 10% calcium gluconate, and oral calcium salt should be started as soon as possible. For treatment of chronic hypoparathyroidism, the treatment of choice is vitamin D2, thus ergocalciferol, or oral calcium salt should be started as soon as possible. For in case of hyperparathyroidism is mainly characterized by increased levels of parathyroid, and this teratopanine is the recommended preparations. This mainly used in case of severe osteoporosis. Okay, thank you so much for your patient listening. Next class we will discuss about this other calcium preparations and their roles.